Hey, good morning everybody. Welcome back to Black Sheep Acres. Just got done with my bus route for the morning. Gonna let the chickens out. I think they got a little cabin fever. Can't wait till spring. We can let them out and they actually want to go outside. Free range a little bit. Suppose they're thinking I should get them some feed. Now we'll go see if any of them laid an egg so we don't have one froze before I get back here tonight. Looks like their water's good. About 24 degrees. It probably won't freeze in there, but might. Yeah, we ain't got nothing in there, just some fake eggs. We got some young chickens we're trying to train to. Our Easter eggers are just starting to lay. And all the other ones have been molting, so. Well, hopefully our fruit trees make it through the winter better this winter than last winter. We lost a bunch of pear trees. One that was just starting to really come on, produce good. Because it was just so bitterly cold here for a few days last year. They just couldn't take it. Goal for today is get this shop cleaned up a little bit and get going on them cabinets. Thankfully my pellet stove stayed running last night, so it's a little warmer in here today. They're off the roost, at least one of them. Gotta build these guys some kind of nesting box so they got a place to go. Been trying to build a nest here in the corner. I just thought it was way too early for them to start laying eggs, but apparently not. This girl here's my egg layer, I think. I don't think the other one started yet. Got 2 hens and a tom. And our neighbor's horses over there, which is also my father's place. And them are his horses and his brother's horses. Well, looks like they got plenty of water. Well, the shop's starting to look a little better. The workbench cleaned off so I can actually work on something. Got my pellet stove cleaned up, filled back up. This is a corn glow, corn burning stove that I converted to pellets. A local co-op here sold an adapter to make these into pellet burners because you could not burn wood pellets in them before. If you tried to burn wood pellets in, you had a risk of the fire traveling up through where the auger augers in the pellets and starting a fire in the pellet bin. Don't ask me how I know this, but I know it for a fact. Might be why my walls are maybe a little darker than they're supposed to be, because they started out about the same color as the ceiling there. I used to sell these things. Started off with a company called Snow Flame, and then they went to Corn Glow, and they're just strictly corn burners. Here in Wisconsin we got plenty of corn to burn, but the problem is the co-ops around here sold shell corn, but it had so much fines in it you couldn't burn it. So I had a farmer buddy of mine cleaned his corn, and I sold his corn through my shop here along with the stoves, and that went great for a couple of years. And then of course corn price rose up and nobody wanted to buy a corn stove, but I sold these for maybe 5 years, about, oh, I don't know, 15 years ago or so. And they make other ones. The town closest to ours that sells them, they used to sell what was called a Maze Ablaze, and they're the ones that come out with the conversion to convert them to pellets so they could keep selling them. I sold quite a few of these things. This one I actually bought back from a customer of mine because I had the conversion kit on my original first stove, the Snow Flame, And that lasted 15 years. And it was in the shop here for quite a while. I moved to town and had a shop in town, and I used it there as a pellet stove for years. And now it came home. Well, when I brought it home, I run it here for a while, and it was getting rough, getting tired. And I knew where this one was sitting, so I picked it up. But for some reason this year, I'm having problems with it plugging up all the time. I don't know if it's the pellets or what, but I'll walk into the shop and the thing will be shut down, and it takes too long to warm the shop back up. So I think next year I'm going to switch to LP. I don't have a problem with pellet stoves, but if a guy is going to have a pellet stove, he should probably buy one that was designed originally to burn pellets. And don't buy one that does both. I've never had any luck with anything that was designed to do multiple things. I used to sell a stove that burned everything from peach pits to shells, nut shells. That thing was an absolute piece of crap. It come out of Canada. And of course I had to pay a lot more for the things coming out of Canada, so I had to sell them for way higher than they were worth. And I couldn't even get them to burn pellets decent, or corn. So I quit selling them in a hurry. Thankfully, there's only one of them still around here that one of my customers bought. I don't know if it's even being run anymore. But as far as local, that's the only one that's around that I know of yet. But no, it went great for a while. So I'm still running them because I got some parts yet. But I'm thinking I'm going to retire this one after this year and just run LP. I've got an LP furnace in here that I haven't run for a long time. We'll see if it'll fire back up next year, get things cleaned up, and see what happens. But I like running these things when they run right, but if you got to restart them every day, it just gets to be a pain in the butt. So I'm going to continue on cleaning my shop so I can get to taking care of these cabinets. So my next thing, I gotta get this bench cleaned off. Well, that's a little better. I can start getting to work. Unfortunately, I started taking cardboard off these cabinets, and I'm hoping they don't all end up like this. Stupid things don't open. But I don't know if you can see that crack right there. But these all came on one pallet. They're special ordered. They're sitting on top of each other. I think it just had too much pressure when it was shut down on the corner by the hinge and cracked that oak. Now, being it took me a couple weeks to get these things, I don't want to take that much time in trying to send them back, and hopefully this is the only door it is. I'm just going to split it apart, put some wood glue in there and clamp it, and it'll probably be fine. So I'm hoping the rest of these aren't like that. Hope that's the only one. Well, I'm going to get to taking some doors off and get to sanding. We'll try to repair the split. T-pin here, tongue compressor. Try to get that in that crack. Don't make a huge mess. Get another T-pin to hold that open on. Yeah, I sure hope none of the rest of them are broke. I just squishing it down in there. Thought I was going to be able to take the T-pin and shove it down in there with the cracking light on. I don't want to break it completely. So we're just going to be sanding some glue off. Excess off. Don't have so much to sand off. Yeah, there'll still be plenty in here. I already know my clamp's going to be too short. Hopefully I can make something work. Well, let's rethink this. screws. What, I'm not very happy with old Menards. I'm going to be gluing a lot of these. This one ain't broke, but the joint ain't very good. That one looks alright. I think I decided I'm going to leave the hinges on. All the doors and stuff, hinges should be about in the same place, but these are adjusted for them doors, so I think I'm going to try to keep the doors for each cabinet together. Because I've got 6 of these exact cabinets, but they're all adjusted a little different, so I'm probably just going to try to keep them together. I'm going to leave these in. I should be able to seal around them just fine. They're not going to require a lot of sanding, but they definitely need sanded. Got a few marks here and there. And it's a laundry room. It don't have to be perfect. But it's sure not done with meat in it. I'm not going to bore you with a whole bunch of this sand. I mean, I think you all get the idea of that. Of course, you always try to stay with the grain of the wood. We're going to be doing 2 rows of cabinets. these uppers, and then these are kind of like a over the range cabinet. And then we're going to go on top of these. We're not going to do any lower cabinets in there because I've got a chest freezer in there, and of course the washer and dryer in there. And they don't make the corner cabinet, of course, for this size cabinet, which is like an 18-inch cabinet. So I'm going to have to do some modifying and make that work. Might end up having to order some more cabinets to make everything work, or I'm just going to make them. Maybe I'll just be able to order just door fronts or something to make this all work the way I want it to. But it's going to add a lot more space in the laundry room and hide all of our junk. Of course, the women won't call it junk. All their cooking stuff, let's put it that way. And a little bit of food. We're not going to keep a lot of pantry type stuff in there because it gets pretty warm with the washer and dryer going, and the freezer compressor kind of can get warm in there. So you don't want to store a lot of food in there. Just what you're going to use fairly soon. And dry goods that it don't really matter. You don't want to keep canned stuff in there. That's pretty good. Well, like I said, I'm not going to make you watch a bunch of this. I got these two cabinets sanded the way I want to, and I'm just going to put some Minwax polyurethane semi-gloss on it. I normally just use a lint-free rag, old t-shirt, something like that. That's how I apply my seal and stain. I recommend wiping your cabinets down, getting the dust off them from sanding. And then I sand in between coats. Sure, get all your edges good. Most of my edges will be hid, top and bottom, on the upper part of my upper cabinets. You still always want to seal as much of everything as you can get. But you're only doing the oak part of it, the rest of this is plywood. It's not going to be seen. You don't need to seal the inside. Of course, you sure can if you want. Alright. But this isn't a how-to, it's a how I'm doing it. So you can tell me how I'm doing it wrong, but I'm still going to do it the way I want to do it. So this is the first coat of at least 2, probably 3 coats. And it's gonna take a while. If you decide to leave them hinges on, make sure you get up as close as you can to them. The more time you doing a good job on this, the better your cabinets are going to look. I did find a few more cracked doors, so I've got a lot more gluing and clamping to do. So I'm not too thrilled about that. I don't know if it was manufactured or shipping or Menards. It's kind of disgusting when you spend the kind of money this stuff costs. I don't want to take the time to make them. For the amount of time I really had to spend on it, they're better than what I ended up making. But when you pay for something, you kind of expect to get a certain quality, and I can live with my mistakes. But when I pay somebody else for their mistakes, it doesn't make me too happy. Well, that's basically what we got to do for a whole bunch of cabinets. This is what it looks like after the first coat. And this is what they look like before you get a coat on. I think they're going to turn out pretty good. Well, guys, I got to go drive my afternoon bus route, so I'm going to call it a day. If you like what you see, please subscribe. Comment down below. I'd like to hear what you got to say. See you later. Whether I'm going to take them off or not. They're adjusted for the doors already, so somewhat.